So the verse says, Es Hashem ha'emarto hayom, God whom, let's translate it, God as whom you have distinguished today. In the next pasuk, it says, V'Hashem ha'emircha hayom, and God has distinguished you. So this word, ha'emarto, ha'emircha, Rashi says, Ein la'ed b'mikra, ein la'ed mechiach, there's no proof that I can bring you to the meaning of this word, ha'emircha. It has a suggestion of amira, but the way it fits or the way it doesn't fit, just ha'emircha, ha'emarto, there seems to be no good way of translating the word, that it should have meaning in the context. So the Targum of Onkelos suggests it means to hew, like we in Pashas Nitzavim we have chotvei eitzim, the wood, the hewers of wood. So God says, you have sort of formed me into a singular piece in the world, right? That the Eden, in the way that we think about God and talk about God and worship God, we create something that is so different from the Getchkes, the ungods in the world, in the mind of man, that God says, you have really essentially created something completely unique, and so you have distinguished me. There are others. Rashi has a different pshat, slightly different pshat, and I think Rabbi Yehuda Halevi says that the word amira here is like the Arabic word of emir, right? That God says, you've made me into a sheikh, right? You've made me into a leader, or so the word amir then is connected to the Arabic word. Or there's another pshat that it's like a vort, and you make a tanoim, you make a betrothal, right? So the girl is spoken for, right? That's in English you would say spoken for. So God says, you make me feel spoken for. So there's that a suggestion that God feels betrothed, and what can make a girl feel more special than the fact that a man says, please, would you spend the rest of your life with me? So this is the Amira. So we see that as many as there are Mefarshim, as many as there are commentators, that's how many there are suggestions of what the word means. Ha'emircho ha'emarto. The Ishbitzer says that it's an expression of his nasis, that to elevate. You have elevated God today, and so God has elevated you today. And the Ishbitzer says, what does it mean that you elevate God? What on earth could a human being do to elevate God? So he says, when a Yid takes pride in God, that elevates God, right? When a Yid says, I am so lucky to have God as my God, God who is incomparable, that all the pagan notions of a deity are not even comparable, right? It's not like mine is greater. It's completely different. And I am proud to be the believer in this one. So God says, I am proud to be the God of this one people, this one Jewish. I am proud to be called the Jewish God. And so God elevates us, and we elevate God with our feeling. See, it's an amazing notion that with an emotion that I have, that I am proud of God, I can raise God. So to speak, God's emotions. You're proud of me? Psst. Ich bin's Teure.